Tammy Slaton just got horrible news. You guys will not believe it. We got to see Tammy on 1,000 Pound Sisters just do a weigh-in. And this is after she went to that weight loss rehab and lost some weight. I think she lost like 60 pounds. Then she actually, believe it or not, came back home and she lost like another 10 pounds. So she was going in the right direction. It seemed like she was kind of doing well. However, we got to see with her at-home nurse that she wasn't really walking. She's not exercising at all whatsoever. And she's been cheating on her diet. And so she went to her doctor to do the weigh-in. And I did not think it was going to go well. And sadly, like we all kind of assumed, it actually went horrible. She ended up gaining another 15 pounds in just 2 or 3 weeks. And her doctor was disappointed. She was disappointed. Chris was extremely disappointed. Everyone was disappointed and sad. And the doctor basically just told her, listen, do you think it is possible? And she just kind of shook her head and said no. And the doctor said, if you don't believe in yourself, it will not ever happen. And he just kind of asked her, you know, what are you doing? What is going on? Are you exercising? And she said, no, I'm not exercising, basically. She finally admitted it, and then she goes, I'm just sticking to my diet. She was at least honest. She goes, I'm sticking to my diet. And that was the complete lie, because on the way to the doctor, Chris drove her, because Chris had a weigh-in too, and Chris kind of asked how the diet's going, and she said, you know, I've had 2 cheat days. I had 1 cheat day here, had another cheat day here, and she said it was because of Amy. And I thought, that doesn't sound true, but actually we ended up finding out later on the episode that actually was the truth, that Amy was the one helping her cheat. And so yeah, she was eating pizza, and I think she had like a hamburger, cheeseburger or something. So yes, you know, Tammy was cheating on her diet. She finally kind of admitted it once Chris brought her up to the doctor. She admitted, okay, yeah, she has not been following this diet like she said, and she's not, you know, not eating any carbs or anything. That's not, it couldn't be further from the truth. She admitted it, and the doctor basically just said, listen, if you truly think you can do it, then you can do it. But if you don't believe in yourself, it just will not happen. And he said that she has to get a therapist to help with her food addiction, and that was basically just that. Now, if we flash forward to present day, it sounds like it's just even more of a downward spiral, and sadly, I don't think Tammy really makes any kind of progress from when that episode was filmed to now in present day, because she was just in the hospital. I think she actually still is hospitalized. She had issues with her breathing. She was not doing well. She had to go to the hospital, and I believe she is still there. And it is rumored, and it sounds like she's actually going to be going back to a, I guess, weight loss rehab facility, because she clearly needs it. And if that rumor is true, I hope to God it is, because that seems to be her only possible saving grace, is if they just force her and they give her literally zero decision whatsoever, then there's a chance. If she's in there for about a year, I would say no less than a year. And I don't know, is that even possible? Can you go to a rehab facility for a year? It seems like a little bit excessive. But for Tammy, I don't think she needs anything. I think she needs that, if not more. Maybe she needs 2 years. Maybe she needs even longer. If she went in a place for a year, maybe like 18 months, I think she has a chance at changing her life. But right now, she's having those issues. She had COVID, and she had even more breathing issues with pneumonia and everything, and now she even has more stuff, and she's just not doing really well. And so it's just sad to see. But yes, Tammy is now on this downward spiral. Of course, Chris, he was really, truly blaming her boyfriend at the time, Philip. I think they actually broke up. It's kind of a weird story, but I think they broke up. But I guess I could be wrong. But Tammy's been talking about this guy more and more, how, you know, he says he wants to take care of her and start a life with her, and it's all just purely sunshine and rainbows and romantic and none of the kind of, you know, weird stuff, and it's all just fun and happy, and he really cares about her. Maybe he did, maybe he still does, I don't really know. If I had to guess, what likely happens is her family nags and nags and nags, and Chris was even saying, I think he's taking advantage of her, not even just because of the weight thing, but just because of her fame, and he wants to make money off her, and that could very easily have been the truth. I think eventually she gets so sick and tired of it, maybe he breaks up with her, she breaks up with him, and it's sad, but it's true. Chris kind of said it. If anyone will give Tammy any attention, she will 110% be open to dating them. And that's really sad, but it is the truth, and I don't think we're going to be seeing this Philip guy. I don't think. He must not have wanted to go on the show. If you don't already know, he was actually on Dr. Phil years and years and years ago, because he has this thing for, you know, bigger women, and his brother, he has a twin brother, and the brother couldn't believe it, and he was just saying, you know, this is just really true, who I am, this is how I feel, this is what I like. And so they actually went on Dr. Phil together years ago. So he must not have a big issue with TV. At least he didn't back then. Maybe he does now. But all I know is there were those pictures that surfaced of this Philip guy and Tammy, and they were all lovey-dovey happy. And I thought for sure when they took those pictures that they would be actually filming for 1,000 Pound Sisters. But no, because that event already occurred, it already happened. It came and went, it's done, and now I just sit here and I really just have no idea. So sad. Sorry for that little tangent about Tammy and the boyfriend, but yeah, that's what Chris thinks. It's the boyfriend. He's the one manipulating her, making her want to eat more, because she did actually admit that when she was with him, they were eating Chinese food and this and that, so it's okay, yeah, we all get the whole story. So that happened with Tammy. She gained some weight. The sad part for me, and it is sad for Tammy, but it's like Tammy, we were kind of all expecting because she won't exercise, she won't do anything. But the sad part for me is with Chris, because Chris got up there and he also gained weight. He was at like 380, now he's at like 412. He's supposed to get under, 400. He was super concerned. He had this thing with his leg. He was bedridden for a couple weeks and he gained all this weight back. And it was just really sad to see, because you can see the guy is trying and he is just genuinely cannot believe it. So he really believed this is it. The doctor's gonna tell me, we can't do this thing anymore. You have to go and just lose all this weight again, and you can't do the weight loss procedure. And the doctor ended up telling him, no, it's not great. We want to get you under 400. We said, okay, I'll give you a month, and if you can get under 400, so just 14 pounds in 1 month, then we can do the procedure. And from what I've heard from the rumors, it sounds like he actually goes ahead and gets that procedure done, I believe. I've heard fans when I reach out to me and say that they actually ran into Chris working at McDonald's. He works at McDonald's actually, and so it's just kind of cool, kind of humbling, kind of like, even with all the fame, the guy is still kind of staying true to himself. So he, I believe, is a manager there, and I've heard people have ran into him and he said that he got the weight loss procedure. So pretty cool for him. It was sad in the moment, but it is pretty cool. And Tammy and him, they were fighting, they were bickering. Tammy wants to just fight with everyone, which I hate to nag so much on her. I really do feel bad for her, but it's like she just wants to fight and bicker with everyone. And then we also got to see Amy. She was, same thing, fighting and bickering with Tammy. At the beginning of the episode, Amy casually asked her about this new man, what's going on, and nope, she wouldn't even talk about it. She did for a little bit, then she just cut it right off and said, you got real defensive, really angry, and you can't have a conversation with someone like that. And so that happened there. And then we got to actually see, this is kind of sad, we got to see Amy have like people come over and try to organize and clean her house, because apparently her and her husband are insanely messy and dirty and probably even borderline hoarders. And so they hired a company. It was probably for the show. It was probably kind of fake and dry, but they hired a company to come over and just clean the house and kind of organize it, and it was absolutely disgusting. The first part, number one, there were literally bugs crawling on the wall. Like, okay, this is, and then number two, she opened a cabinet and there was a mouse, and she grabbed a paper towel and took the mouse and put it in the trash. It was nasty, it was disgusting, and Amy was humiliated and embarrassed, because you can see she wants to live this normal life of just being normal and clean, and for her kids, and it's like she just wants to live a normal life, be a good mom, and that is it. And she feels like, in my opinion, that she kind of can't be. So I don't know. I mean, I really feel bad for her. I think she's trying to make good steps in the right direction. Her husband, Mike, seems like a terribly nice guy, but he is kind of all over the place and wasn't really making much sense. He rarely ever actually talks on the show, but in this last episode, he talked more than I've ever seen him talk ever. And I don't know. He's a very nice guy, but he's kind of bizarre. But either way, the company came. She was humiliated with how disgusting it was. She started sobbing. She was so emotional. She was so embarrassed. And then she was literally saying that she posted a YouTube video a couple years ago, and there was cockroaches, crawling around in the video. And as she was saying that, we could see in the back, like if it was like right back there was just a cockroach just crawling on the wall, you guys. Like, it was the most disgusting thing. As she sat there and sobbed her eyes out, because there used to be, and she kept saying used to, like it isn't that bad now. She was like, there used to be bugs everywhere, and it's like, okay, listen, look behind you, there's a bug right now. Like, it almost looked photoshopped. It was just that perfect of timing. So it was sad. It was kind of also funny, but really just, I love Amy so much. I felt pretty bad for her. The only thing I'll say about the Amy situation is at least she is trying to legitimately try. She's trying to make an effort. She's trying to talk to her husband. She's trying to hire people. It's like Tammy sits there and gets mad. And that's the one thing I want to say before I sign off this video, is we actually got to see her really get into it with her nurse person, who is definitely, not going to take any crap. She's not taking any crap from Tammy, and they kind of got into it. She was telling her, we have to go walk, we have to go do something, and she was saying, no, and they were like actually fighting about it. And then we got to see a sneak peek for the next episode, and it was the same thing. Her nurse was trying to get her to walk to the car. Tammy wouldn't do it. She was fighting around it. So I think eventually, Tammy can fire her, I think. Maybe it's only Amy, but either way, it's like, if Tammy could fire her sooner rather than later, she will be firing her, and I think it's a very sad and poor decision by Tammy, because this person seems like she really could help her, and she's nice, and she really wants to do the best for her, but it's like Tammy will not listen. Well, alright guys, a lot of moving parts, kind of just a sad sad thing to watch for Tammy, and honestly kind of Amy, and also Chris. So just a sad episode of 1,000 Pound Sisters. Pretty good though, but yeah, it's just kind of sad to see. Either way, you guys, comment below what you guys thought of that episode. Put in the comments below, hit the like, follow, share, subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.